the Beehive in Edinburgh during the Fringe. I'm talking to Gus Lymburn today. Gus, how have you found the Fringe so far?
Great time so far. I'm doing my show in the Beehive, 5:10. Time's been great. There's busy through traffic going in. My show's about just having a laugh, having a bit of nonsense and kind of a bit of an antithesis to all the kind of safe stuff you get on telly. I thought, right, let's do an hour of fun and games. People have gone for it. I've only had to pull one show because it was dead. But apart from that, the rest have been great. I cannot complain at all.
And have you had like really good kind of reaction to it from people that come along?
Yeah. There's been some that have been great. Obviously, naturally, there's been some shows. The worst was when I had to actually just tell two women just to leave because they were enjoying it so. They didn't smile. They had arms folded, and I was like, "Guys, it's subjective. I get this. If you don't enjoy me, you are welcome to go." You know. Yeah. And they kind of looked at each other and went, "Yeah, let's go. Let's just go." I was like, "That's fine. Who cares?" You know what I mean? Because I know what I'm doing is not. It's not kind of the stuff you get on the telly. It's a bit of nonsense, a bit of fun and games. And if you're not going to buy into that, then the game's up the pole. You know. So it's just like, see you later, guys.
And is that one of the things you find about the Fringe? It is such a diverse range of acts, and also such a diverse kind of audience you get.
Totally.
Well, just kind of
totally, yeah. Because I think the thing about the Fringe is there's so much alternative stuff going on. So it's not the things you get on the telly, and especially at the time I'm at, it's kind of dinner time in the grass market. There's a lot of kind of, I don't know, say middle class tourists, and some of them might have an idea of what comedy should be or meant to be. And if you're not doing that, then they're like, "Oh, I don't understand this. I don't get this," and they might not really take to it, which is fine because that's the best thing about the Fringe is there's so much out there. Do you know? If you want to go and see your big telly names, you can go there and pay £15 a ticket, or you can come to my free show and just have an actual laugh for an hour. But yeah, I'm happy if some of them laugh. You know, I don't have any. There's no grand expectations. I don't care about reviews. Just have some fun and see if other people come on the rides. Really, that sounds so. Come on the ride, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, it's get involved or don't. I don't mind. Like.
Yeah, and talking about your show, is that the kind of main aim for it? Or have you got kind of themes you want to kind of like? I mean, essentially, I guess, what would you want the audience to take away from after seeing one of your shows?
Well, my show is I'm not gonna lie. There's no big message. There's no the whole thing. It's about not being pretentious. It's a lot of some club set I do, and it's at the start I kind of prefix it saying this is an hour of fun. Guys, come with me. Let's do it. Let's have an actual nonsense. I'm not going to try and you're not going to take anything from this other than a laugh, you know. And then people get on board with that. I give them an hour of nonsense. I end it on a little improv rap that I do with a drum box and stuff. And it's just like let's have fun. And that's the whole point of it. It's meant to be a kind of reaction to all the stuff that people are. You know, that kind of bland stuff people are doing, all that kind of hacky bland stuff. And I'm like, no, let's just make the audience laugh. I don't care about reviews. I've not got an ulterior motive apart from making the audience in front of me laugh. So that's all I've gone for with that.
So I mean, as much as there's no message, is it almost kind of in response to this
a little bit
idea that
kind of, yeah, it is.
The show has a meaning almost, or has to have a meaning to be funny?
Well, kind of. It's kind of trying to bring it back into, like, I think a lot of people, well, maybe not a lot, but certainly a few people come to Edinburgh with an idea of it furthering their career or getting the reviews and saying, look how well I did, or whatever their kind of objective is. Mine's literally to make the audience laugh. That's it. Every show is just to make them laugh and have a good time and enjoy myself as well. Like, I didn't want to like have one of those festivals where you go away going, oh, I don't think my show's getting the reviews it deserves. It's like, I don't care. I really don't care. If people are going away laughing and shaking my hand going, mate, that was great, I'm like, superb. You know, it's the first hour I've done, first solo hour I've done. So I just wanted to kind of test the water and see where it was at and see if people were enjoying it. And then next year I can work on things from there and say, well, what did work, what didn't, and you know, kind of build on it from there. So.
Is that really kind of what you'd say about that's the kind of reward of being a comedian? If you can at end of a show have people say that really funny, had a good time, that's the
totally. That's all I want. All I want is the direct reaction from the audience saying they enjoyed it, and I know I'm doing something right. I mean, there's shows out there that are getting good reviews, and you see them and you're thinking, oh, it's okay. I can see why it's getting a good review, but it didn't make me belly laugh. And I'm all about the kind of, if you like, a slight bit of clowning and that kind of belly laugh you can only get from a live raw audience. What I try not to do is like talk to them for an hour and hope they laugh. I involve them and make it quite interactive and say, guys, if you want to go for a drink, go for a drink. Let's get drunk. Who cares? Like, let's all have a bevy. Let's go out after it. Like, I'm totally up for that. Like, that's what it's meant to be, so loose and so relaxed that they go, actually, let's give this guy a go, man. Because he seems like a genuine guy that just wants to have fun. and that's kind of where I'm at with that. But
there's other queens I've spoken to before as well that have spoken about the kind of appeal of maybe playing to like a smaller crowd or being in a smaller venue, as opposed to the whole kind of TV thing of a huge crowd, a huge stadium. But it was more intimate feel almost at smaller venues and more a better kind of connection with the audience.
I think so. My shows is about connecting with the audience quite a lot, so I prefer a kind of smaller venue where you can actually work the room if you like. I mean, I'm quite happy to ditch the material. If people are wanting to have a laugh, I'm like, I welcome heckles. I'm like, guys, get involved. This is the point. Let's make this about us for the moment. And I went into this thinking I'd quite happily have every show be different. And I didn't want it to be, I've came with my structured hour. If somebody speaks up, then I tell them to shut up because I've got my plan. I'm like, guys, ruin it if you want. Like, let's see where it goes. Let's take it somewhere silly. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you can definitely do that in a smaller venue because you can see everybody right there and they have to react to you. If you're standing on a big stage, not that I would be where I'm at, but you know, if you're at a big stage and then you've got to have your structured hour and people will sit there going, like, kind of criticising and working out what they liked and what they didn't, and it's like, I want to kind of take that all away and say, like, well, let's just break that down and kind of just go for stupidity, really.
And we were talking a bit before about the fact that you have compared it Red Raw as well in the stand. Is that maybe something that kind of is why you kind of do that? Is it like that kind of maybe lack of organisation on nights like that, or the element of anything can happen here? Is that
I do quite a lot of comparing and like hosting the shows, and I do like the lack of red tape because you can just do what you want and you can happily go out, and a lot of it's crowd work, and if you get a good reaction, you get somebody going, you can like, this is great, you're just going to go out with technically kind of a bag of skills but no material and saying, let's see what we can get going on. Then you get a good atmosphere going and the acts do well, then it's like, oh, this is fun, as opposed to going out and just doing your structured set and clocking it in. I think it's easy to get, you see some comedians might get jaded because they're just going out there, going through the motions, getting the money and going home or whatever. I prefer to try and add a little element of the live element to it, you know.
Yeah, and for example as well, like the number of new comedians are up and coming, or maybe people that are doing it for the very first time at Red Raw. Do you see elements of people who go, well, I know that he's maybe, or she has like prepared their full act and they're just doing that, or other people who go, oh, I see what they're doing, they're more kind of off the bat?
Kind of. It's a weird one because when some of these guys, I said at Red Raw, sometimes they're brand new, and it's, I suppose you can't really criticise somebody at such an early stage because they don't know what they're doing. I look back, my first gig was at a Red Raw doing 5 minutes, and I was awful. Like, I'll happily say I was awful. I was panicking, my heart was going, I spoke too fast, my material was garbage, like real bad. If I had video footage of it, I'd pay to get that destroyed, like it was so bad. And there's people that are on the first time now and they seem much more calm and confident, and I'm kind of, that's quite good. And you can sometimes tell, but I think some people jump in like they might be fans of alternative comedy or something, and you'll get somebody that comes along that has maybe hollowed out a pineapple and stuck it on their head, and it's like they don't really know what they're doing, and it can be funny but for all the wrong reasons because they're not in control of it. But then that's what makes those nights great, because see, if I see somebody in the back room, if I'm hosting and they've got a hollowed out pineapple, I'm thinking, this is going to be brilliant, this is car crash central, this is going to be amazing, you know.
See, that's actually one of the things from me having gone to shows that you've compared that. I always remember, like, there's been acts that have come on and the audience have gone, we're not on board with this is weird, and you've just kind of come on, and it's almost like the audience have laughed because we're thinking the same thing. Well,
that's the kind of job of the compares, to alleviate the tension. So if some acts come on, and some of the acts really don't get it, and they might say something sexist, racist, like homophobic, or just something ridiculous, and you have to go on and basically say, that guy was rubbish. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise you've lost the confidence in the room. You have to say, look, we don't support that either. We hate that guy as much as you hate that guy, do you know? Which is sometimes when it's fun, because as soon as the audience realise that you also dislike the act, then it's kind of like, brilliant, right, we've got next act on, we've got 10 of them. The next guy surely can't be as bad, and that's the fun of it, you know?
As much as not to just pick on the new guy, essentially, is it almost do you kind of enjoy the challenge of having to go, right, I'm going to go and sort this out, like, after it's
kind of. If somebody's done something really kind of untoward, then that's not good, because the gig can fail. And you've got to remember, there's another guy about to come on, and it might be his first time, and you don't want to bring him out to an audience that have just heard some guy saying some tirade about something inappropriate, you know. But yeah, no, I enjoy it because it is a mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to get, and as well, you sometimes get like people like you seem like especially in Edinburgh, you get like, say, whether it be Daniel Sloss, Tom Stade, or Vladimir McTavish, people coming out to try out their material and stuff. So there usually is a good balance of people. I think they don't just stick on a bunch of complete newbies and go, you know, let's see what happens, you know. So And then they scale it up well as well, so they'll take notes about how people have done and get people of varying levels on throughout the night. So, like, you know, the audience will get a show at least, you know. And of course they've got the headliner at the top who knows what they're doing. So, worst case scenario, at least one act's going to do well.
And has there been any acts kind of during the Fringe that you've been particularly impressed by or you've enjoyed just going to see?
In the Fringe, I've not had a chance to see as much as I would want, but the kind of things I enjoy going to see myself is the kind of people that kind of, as I said, kind of do things a little differently or maybe try something or gamble with it, you know. I saw a guy called, I'm going to say his name wrong, I keep saying his surname wrong, it's Pat. Is it Cahill? I think it's Pat Cahill. I went to see him the other night. I didn't really know anything about him. He was great. It was a mixture of kind of songs, and he did kind of like old wartime songs while wearing like a war helmet and things. And I was just like, this is great. It was just like a proper Fringe kind of atmosphere. And people like, I've not got a chance to see his show this year, but Richard Gadd, he's getting quite good. He's critically acclaimed, but his show's meant to be pretty mental, and it's like things like that I enjoy seeing. But obviously you've got your kind of standard stand-ups as well that are great, but I prefer a bit of madness, you know. Is that? Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
A pleasure to talk to you.
Oh, cool. Cheers, man. Thanks very much.